Hi, welcome to blog post 5 of a season of everyday roses. We've had a bit of a break. I'm going to explain why, because we've had an awful lot of rain. But we got some fun things we're going to take a look at in this particular one. First of all, I got some new roses that came in mail order. That's always a lot of fun. Take a look at a fine mess. I want to take a look at some test roses that I've been checking out, and just kind of we'll see how they're doing. We looked at them at the earlier part of the year when I just planted them. Now we're going to see how they're doing. And then we're going to take a tour of my garden after a record 20 inches of rainfall in the month of July. You know, no matter how long I've been dealing with roses, I still enjoy these moments. This is when new roses arrive. These actually aren't for me. I got plenty. This is for a client of mine's garden. And these are from Angel Gardens down in Florida. If you don't know them, you should check them out. I got some really interesting varieties here. Nice plants. Look at these. These are gallon-sized plants. This is a nice size to work with. That's a real beauty. This is Belinda's Dream, which is a very, very nice rose. What else have I got in here? These are also packed with, wow, these are very nice plants. What do we got here? We've got Madame Laureate Messame. This is a garden here in South Carolina, so I'm going with some of the old teas and chinas because they really do so well down in this part of the world. And this is breaking into a safe here. They're very disease resistant, the old teas in the southeast part of the country. And that's one of the reasons I like them so much. Belinda's is a rose that I know from experience. I've grown that before myself. And so that's the reason I'm putting that one in as well. The garden that these are going into is a little bit on the shady side, so there's some challenges that come with that. And I'm hoping that these roses are going to be the ones to work for that. So here's the other two I got. I got 4 in all. It's like Christmas every single time things like these show up. And here's some more nice plants. This is Georgetown tea. And last but not least, I've got Duchesse de Brabant. Nice plants, nice packing, nice quality. Angel Gardens. About 3 months ago, some roses came to me bare root for a project that I was working on. I couldn't do anything with them at the time, couldn't even plant them because it was just raining and I was busy. So I did the next logical thing and healed them into my manure pile. Well, here we are 3 months later. They have grown like crazy, and now I'm going to decide what to do with them. So I'm going to pull them out, I'm going to cut them back and re-bare root them and pot them up, and let's see what happens. Well, this is the bundle. As you can see, it's completely covered in manure at the base. The plants are growing all which way. And this is something you can actually use as a lesson for yourself. If you ever have to take a rose and move it, and you pull it out of the ground like this, and it's growing actively, you can kind of do this even with a plant that's been grown in the ground. What you're going to do, you've got to be pretty hard though on this thing. I'm going to take off all, this is bent, I'm going to take that out. I'm going to take out all that top growth. I'm going to cut out some of these big canes, cut these back hard, very, very hard. I got a broken cane here, it's got to come out. I'm going to clean this up. And then what I'm going to do when I've cleaned it up is I'm going to pot it in a pot. I would use potting soil normally, but luckily I don't have to because I am surrounded by 3 or 4 year old composted manure, which is some of the greatest soil around. I'm going to have to cut the roots just to get them. This is obviously a very successful test for this crop. Is now done. I've potted them up, cut them back severely. I've got them here in a semi-shaded location. That's okay. I'm going to keep them here just to let them recover a little bit. This has been a shock. But I've got a lot of plants. Now what I've got to figure out is where the heck am I going to plant these? Francis Maynard. Planted 4 of these this spring. We've had record rainfalls for July. Almost every single day. The foliage looks good. It drops the petals very nicely. The flower is beautiful. And as you can see, it's not planted in the best of conditions. This is 10:30 in the morning and it's still in shade. And in fact, it's right off our church parking lot. But it's just doing extremely well. This is Mother of Pearl. It's planted at our church. I planted 4 of these in one stand here. It's actually right off our parking lot, same as the Francis Maynard. You can see it's just doing really well. These are the red drift roses. Filling in nicely. This is at least their 2nd or 3rd bloom flush, despite, again, record rainfalls. Very impressed with these roses. We've had close to 20 inches of rain in the month of July. Normally we get about 5 inches, so we're 4 times above average. It's been cloudy, it's been cool, it's been wet, and I just want to show you what the garden looks like. And quite frankly, to no surprise, it really doesn't look good at all. Lots of defoliation, not as much black spot as I'd expect to see, but that's all right. But it's just, this is what it's going to look like when you get these kinds of rains. So the question is, what do you do about it? You don't do anything, because you can't really handle this. This is just Mother Nature doing what Mother Nature does. So don't sweat it. Clean it up a little bit, trim it, but just go with nature. The roses will recover. They're going to be just fine. Don't worry about it. A lot of you probably remember this part of my garden from earlier videos that we did of a season of everyday roses. It was full, it was completely covered in roses, engulfed everywhere. Let me step aside a little bit. You can see there's a huge hole here. I've been doing posts recently on Rosette disease on my fine gardening blog. The address is down here below me. And there was a huge flamenco rosita there. That's what filled this space. It got infected. I couldn't do anything about it. I had to take it out. It's not a big deal because I've got a new one. I can just replace it and work again from there. Unfortunately, this is one of the things of Rosette disease. But even that, as much as I hated to take that big rose out, that's why it was important to be ruthless. But this garden will grow back in again, it'll recover, I have a chance to renew it, grow some new roses, and that's not a bad thing. I hope you enjoy this episode of A Season of Everyday Roses, post number 5. I wanted to leave it here because even like I said, despite the rain and everything like that, roses are resilient. This is my Rev D'Or that we've all seen in full bloom in the spring, and look at this, just a beautiful spray, fragrant, despite the rain.